very
It's good to do that.
Yes.
We pay them for it.
Yes, it quits. It doesn't matter.
No, absolutely not. There is not a chance.
All right, Clay, you're gonna be first up.
Oh, no.
Thank you all for your patience. Okay, Clay, department report.
You picked the wrong night.
Yeah, I'm good. Don't worry about it. I listened to 6 lawyers at a county zoning meeting. We're good.
No offense, Tony.
I know. And that wasn't including the county attorney. He knows. We didn't have a lot of options.
How are you, sir? I'm good. About yourself?
Fantastic.
Looking forward to Thanksgiving?
Yeah, what needs to be done.
Always.
Clay.
Food. Sir. Okay, I'm good.
Yes, sir.
All right. So I put some photo packets, one on each side of the table and one at the head. So this is 314 East First.
You got these two now.
This started September 2nd of 22 is when it was initiated. Those pictures go from, I think, May of this year through today. And I have some more if you want to see it. Bottom line, I talked to Julie earlier, Deb earlier today. Her question was, what else does she need to do? I'm just going to give you 2 cents and then you guys can talk and evaluate and whatnot. It appears that she's done a lot of work on the front of the house. It looks good. The east side of the house looks good. Back yard, she indicated that she was going to move the RV to the back property line and then line up her trailers that she had back there, kind of get them policed up a little bit. I kind of think that probably meets your intent, but I can't put words into your mouth. My question is the what would be roughly the west side of the property, and that is that very first picture from today. That's the west side. And you can look back and see that same view several times in that packet. But so that's my question to you, council. Does that meet, what more does she need to do, or what do you want her to do there? She took down the slat pallet building, but there obviously still is some homemade, for lack of a way to say it, structure, shelter there. So I'll just kind of leave it there. Deb, you got anything?
No. I'm gonna try to get that. Still haven't got that pile of wood out of there, that big tree that fell down. The guy that was gonna do it, I've been waiting a year for him to finish getting it out of there, and I'm gonna try to roll him up on a trailer and take him out to the forestry. There's some pretty good sized stuff still there.
Big tree.
Yes, it was this.
Not the kind that you roll
No,
onto a
it's-
trailer by yourself.
Well, they're chunked up. There's a couple pretty good sized pieces. I don't know if I can get up or not.
There's no way you can lift them.
No.
I'm not gonna lift them.
I'm just
I
gonna
am
tell
not
you now.
lifting them. I'm rolling them.
Those rounds are big.
Yes,
So
it took a
you're not moving those.
47-inch saw to cut 2 directions on
Did
it.
you count the rings on it?
No, I didn't. I didn't care.
It's a large one. I don't think I have a tree in my yard that big.
It was huge, and it took it out at the roots. Ooh.
Oh, sorry, Jason. Yeah. You could probably skip all the rigmarole and go oldest to newest.
So to get this cleaned up, Deb, how much time are you thinking?
Okay,
Next meeting or a month?
I have surgery, and I thought it was 27th, but it is the 28th. So can we
You need
try
6 weeks?
maybe? Because I don't know how long I'm gonna
It's-
be.
Knee surgery,
It's
so.
knee surgery.
Hey, Tim, how long do you think she needs? I think it's gonna be longer than a 6 week, because that's recovery, I'm pretty sure, on knees, according.
Replacement?
No,
Do you have
just,
anybody that
they're
can
drilling
help? Do you
holes
have
in it.
anybody that can help you
That's
with
just
this?
much-
Like
That's a
any of your
couple weeks.
kids?
No,
Couple weeks should be all right.
Patty comes over and helps me when she's off, which isn't very often. My son moves about like I do.
Yeah, his needs are bad. So is that stuff that you need to get rid of, or is
Well, the tree I need to get rid of, and most of the rest of it is just organizing it, I think.
Yeah, because you shouldn't have to get rid of your own personal property.
I did move.
Is that what's gonna go in that shed you're buying?
Huh?
Is any of that going in that shed you're getting? Some of it-
Yep. Well, yeah, once I get all my tools out of the one thing, that's where all the wood's gonna go. So that
How
right
about
now
the-
So we need to get somebody to move that wood thing, the wood tree.
yeah, that tree.
November
13th.
13th.
It's fine, yeah, just on that.
I mean, if you wanna look again at it in 2
When
weeks,
would our meeting be in December?
Mike, if you can.
Probably,
December 11th?
Well, the first one, but then the second one, we're gonna have to shift, it's on Christmas Day,
It's the day after 26th.
and I won't be here.
you don't have no meeting.
I think it's the
Love
day
y'all,
after.
but
Not.
25th is a Monday.
Don't love you at all, but I won't be here either.
How about
Kidding.
the 26th of
This-
December?
December 26th, are we moving it to do we have to do it that
Day after
close?
I think that's when, unless you, somebody beforehand adjourns the regular meeting. I think the code says the next, after the holiday, the next,
business day.
is it? Because, yeah, I think it's next, usually it says the next business.
I'm thinking 2 to 4 weeks is not gonna give her enough time with her surgeries, so that's why I did 6.
As
Let's
long
do
as,
8.
as long as the weather stays like it has been, I
Yeah,
can get a lot of
Don't
it
hold your
done in the
breath.
next
Yeah.
week. I know they're saying rain
it's
Sunday.
gonna turn any day now, I think.
Cause there,
Do
one
you have
week,
any stuff that needs hauled off to like a dumpster or anything?
I pretty much got most of that out of there.
Yeah, the
I
16th
just
day.
gotta get it
That's
organized.
the meeting day.
It's, I mean, I got all the
And she
pallets
has
packed
ordered
up.
building to put stuff in.
Do what?
I said you did order a building to help yourself organize stuff.
What about January 8th? And I'm not just adding time,
That's fine.
I'm not gonna guarantee that I'm coming to a December 26th meeting, like, at all.
I'll move for January 8th.
Annie.
I like
Also-
my family a lot. I would like to actually spend time with them in a real way.
And I don't know about me either.
We have a motion and a second.
Was that a motion? I motioned. Oh. He motioned, okay.
Second.
I thought maybe you were just rolling off the date I gave out.
Okay, we have a motion to, table Ned Lawton's property until January 8th.
I'm hoping I'm
Okay, so what more do I actually have to do to make you guys happy, other than getting that tree out of there
Just
and
organize.
organizing?
Organize.
Organize the trailers. And when I first see this one picture on the west side, which Clayton was speaking about, the first thing I see is it looks like a loose sheet of OSB.
Lean up against
Yeah,
the building.
yeah.
Yeah, I just
Just
bought that and
stuff
I
like
just,
that.
I just need to get it under.
Stuff like that that needs to be tidied up.
Okay. So I was trying to
You made
figure
a
out,
lot of progress. I would need to make that
Yeah.
comment.
well, I spent all day yesterday moving all of those, my pavers over in front of the one building behind that little bitty fence that I got right there in front of that one thing. Cause they were sitting there, they were sitting alongside here.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of a mess, but they're organized now.
So
So
we have a motion by Brett, seconded by Tim or Annie. Annie, seconded by Annie,
Tim.
No, Mike.
to table this discussion till January 8th.
okay,
With continued progress.
continue to get.
Well, the next 2 weeks, like I said, if the weather's nice, hopefully that
Those in
week's
favor?
going.
All right, passes.
Thanks.
Thanks for coming in, Deb.
Good luck with your surgery.
Thank you.
She's thinking there, so I'm trying to stay until 8:30.
On
That's all
department
fucking
reports, isn't that ridiculous?
Yeah.
Sweet.
All right, I'm missing my paper.
What you missing?
This thing.
Robin?
I wrote it.
Around 37.
Okay, 337 Lakeshore Drive. Robin,
She's coming right here.
Come on in
Thanks for
here.
getting
here it
that
is right here.
Russia, I want to.
Oh, yeah, I didn't want to do that. This is Kendall McVeigh. He's the one purchasing the property.
What's the name?
Kendall
Kendall
McVeigh.
McVeigh, my wife Sarah. It's here. Brought the guns.
The previous owner had a dog there and took it with them. So now there's no dog there at all. What I did, take it.
Very diplomatic way to say it.
337 Lakeshore Drive, huh?
Yes, so
That rings a bell.
That dock's gone.
Yeah, I do have colored pictures if you want to see them. That helps.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, well. and that-
people apply to things, so you guys take action on applications. It's the McGivern property. I don't, everybody else knows the condition. I haven't gone out there since we were out there. So, you know,
Basically.
I don't want to speak for Kendall here, but my understanding is that, I mean, the moratorium is in place.
So you
But-
bought the house and, I'm sorry. You bought the house and allowed them to take the dock with not a guarantee that you'd be able to put a dock back.
Well,
Okay,
yeah,
so-
they had to take the dock, right?
Yeah, we were telling them they had to take the dock.
Yeah, we tried to hopefully, well, we kind of talked about, would it be possible with new owners to come in to us keep the dock? And it seemed like that was not gonna work. And it was gonna be cleaner for him to just take the dock, get out of there.
But
So,
you're aware of our
frustrating.
dock moratorium.
I am aware of that, yes.
Mr. McVeigh lives with another residence in the lake? Is
Yeah,
that
we
right?
have another house out there, so we're familiar with all the rules and all that fun stuff.
I mean, it's,
So-
I relate to, I mean, I understand that there was a dock there before, you know, obviously it was there before and in violation, and then the moratorium happened and, you know, I suppose the end of it was that I obviously said that we can't prevent anybody from making an application on any particular property. That's not really the point here. You guys can easily say that the moratorium is in place and this exists for this property, and that's it. Or you can
Remove.
consider whatever discretion you have is in place, and you can do whatever you want.
So the shoreline is put back in place?
You can see the pictures. I
Here, can I give you guys these colored pictures? Will help out. I got a copy for everybody. So that is the dock that was there with a permit back in the day.
and there was
Just a floating dry
well, I mean,
bond
this was
dock.
before the one that was removed too.
Right, so that one was replaced without the city's approval. That's the current condition.
And that's a black floating thing.
I've got pictures of the other
Look at
one.
it.
And so we were actually requesting to replace that black one that was legally there, which is a floating one. It's essentially the exact same thing. It's a little 12 by 20 floating dock.
Well, see, my initial thought would be, who in the world is gonna buy a house that you don't guarantee a dock to? Which kind of puts them in a pickle for putting us in the pickle.
Well, I don't think there's ever a guarantee. I think even when I bought our first one, it was, we have to request that it be transferred and
And I believe I was very clear in my communications with both Councilor McGivern and Mr. McVeigh that there was no guarantee
yeah,
of
I
anything,
mean-
that there would be, I mean, it would be approved, it would be assessed within the guidelines of the city and the moratorium. So there was no assurance on anybody's part.
I move to deny.
Sorry. I'm sorry, I don't know you from anybody. You could be the nicest guy on the planet. I'm gonna have a hard time approving any docks at the lake at all. And the one property that would be the last one would be this one. Just because of previous history. It doesn't have anything to do with you.
Exactly.
You just bought in the wrong spot.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to deny the application for McVeigh at 337 Lakeshore Drive by Tim, seconded by,
I seconded it.
I'm sorry. Motion by Brett, seconded by Tim. And further discussion?
I mean,
I would like to say something as well. I mean, being there was a dock there before, it's not like it's added. You know, I don't know. I just think that they should allow a dock out there. I mean, there was one there before. It's not like we're taking more shoreline for another dock.
Well,
I understand.
there was one there before, and the people that sold it took it. So now they bought a place, and there's a dock moratorium, and you can't expect us to vote against our own dock moratorium
I agree.
and
I
ordinances. I mean,
understand that
there's just
too.
no.
You can always get rid of the moratorium, you can make a motion and get rid of it.
there are
Just like you
two
did then.
of the posts from the original dock, the floating dock, are still
Absolutely,
there.
but then the
and are
construction
still
of the
left
shoreline
there.
would continue to happen.
So you didn't completely remove it.
Well, they were there previously from the prior dock,
Yeah,
the legal
pole-
dock.
The poles.
No,
removed,
if you could walk
some-
that shoreline,
they
I'm
took
glad
the dock,
to take you.
so-
Maybe you'd understand more.
I understand a lot.
And we denied
You can't
one of these
Can
things.
I ask you a question?
I don't
What's
think
the
for
difference between
the
that?
application fee?
995 that was approved.
You can vote for that after the fact, I suppose. If it's refused. I'll move for that. Do we have a vote yet?
No,
No.
Annie brought up a.
well, I mean, I don't have any personal attachment, but we do actually have the moratorium. This is such a weird position because I don't know that I consider it. There was a dock before because it was the previous owner either. Like, this is a weird
But
place
it
to be.
says
Well, we technically haven't purchased it. We actually own to take possession next week. So I wanted to get on the agenda now, so that would be
Right, I see. Yeah,
Possibly.
your dates
So
are-
you can still back out.
transfer. Well, no.
Yeah, let me not buy a house because I can't have a dock.
I don't know that the moratorium will be in place forever either. 'Cause it's my intention that it's not, but at this point, it hasn't been reviewed, so. I don't know.
Any further discussion? Those in favor? Those opposed?
I abstain.
Are all three of you abstaining?
I guess, yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, it's technically would be counted in favor too, but since we'll count them as, I mean, they're nothing. I mean, so it's 2-0-3. Yeah, so.
And therefore
Pass.
it passes.
Yeah.
Check back with us in the future. That's all I can say at
Okay.
this point.
Will do. Thank you.
Thank you.
You should be informed of this story.
I know. That's why I'm like, I'm gonna set this one not up. tonight. Not tonight.
Next up is 266 Ponderosa Point.
Give it a while.
Shutters, they here? Okay.
Replace concrete blocks, steps, 4 foot in width. And then all damaged trees.
Is this the property with the house or is this the empty lot property? It's the empty lot property.
Pictures.
This was the one with the dock that you restored.
So to sum this up, you're removing some bad concrete and putting in a stone stepway.
Yeah.
And you're removing some trees that are expired.
Yeah, one of them, I wrote it wrong. One of them is imminent of landing on the dock. The other one is right there.
Do you have any maybe idea of why these trees died?
Well,
Because a few years ago they were alive.
the one down on the shoreline, it's a red elm, and there's a couple of dead red elms that are on the shoreline. The oak tree that's up there,
Right.
I sure wish it was alive, and I thought it was, because it had a bunch of green leaves on it, except those leaves were all poison ivy. There's a poison ivy stem about that big that it branched out all over the tree, but the rest of everything else is dead. So I don't know if the poison ivy choked it out. So I've had another tree that blew over because it was hollow and it just fell down. I hope I don't have other ones out there doing that.
You've been out there to see the property.
There's a little red shed close to the property line. Whose is that?
Okay.
Is that on city easement? Because it looks awfully close.
5 feet away.
5 feet away. Okay, so if I went up and looked at the map, it would. Oh, I'll just do that.
Do you need somebody to cut off these if you approve it?
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's.
I've got a name for you.
Okay,
As do I.
They cut
Counsel.
off these and then
Eskridge.
If Robert approved him to cut down these dead trees, then I'll move to approve that, and the sidewalk is 4 foot, right?
Yeah.
I'll move to approve that too.
I'll second both of them. Who wins?
Michelle.
Okay, it's our ladies first.
Michelle?
Yeah.
Michelle.
Michelle made the motion to approve them both.
Brett made the motions, she seconded
All
it.
right. Okay, you got that. Okay, any further discussion? Those in favor of approving? Okay, Mr. Shutter, it's been approved.
Alright,
I've got a tree guy that has connections out the lake.
so do I.
What's the name?
Bailey, Michael Bailey.
It's on the law.
As long as it ain't Bill, you're all right.
He's done lots of work out there on other trees.
While the tree thing has popped up, I had somebody come in and tell me today that the beavers were back gnawing on some trees over in the South Cove. So just
Yeah.
so that we're aware of that, you had a beaver trapper, right?
I used to, and I think I've been alluded to another one who actually lives at the lake.
Okay.
You mentioned that.
Okay, Annie,
All right.
my survey and CDBG.
Okay, I'm gonna start first with, the park board's doing a match event this month. If you donate online, anytime in November, will be matched up to $10,000. So we have the opportunity to make $20,000 off of $10,000 that get donated. It does have to be online. This is different than our previous match events that we've had. These are very rare. It seems like it's been common for us, but I think it's just luck. It's kind of loud out there, guys. I'm having to shout. I do still have tax credits available through our community service tax credit grant, which means that if you donate over $250, then you get 70% of that back on your tax return next year. So if you do 250, you get 175. If you do 1,000, you get 700. It's almost a guarantee unless you owe money, but then they just subtract it out. So you don't lose your entire return even if you owe money. the tax credit's kind of a rare bird too. So we kind of have a double grant event going on at the same time. The Kansas Rural Communities Foundation is sponsoring it, and the Patterson Family Foundation KRCF is hosting it. Patterson is sponsoring it. So they have put up the $60,000 pot for the 6 organizations to do this. I do think we have opportunity to get more money matched if we exceed the 10,000. So that's a nice motivation for that. I do have flyers going out in the newspaper this week, and then everybody will be getting this postcard in the mail, and it makes it real easy. And just as an extra push, of the 6 foundations, I think they've only received about $4,000 out of the 60,000 so far. So we're halfway through and not getting a lot of oomph, I guess. One of the other organizations, yeah, and they're in your store as well. I put postcards out today everywhere, and then
Want to get rid of flyer?
So I just didn't
Yes.
see it. Okay.
And are you looking online through the,
I only get a report. The KRCF will give us a weekly report on Wednesday. So if somebody's donated today, I probably
no,
do.
I mean for grants, you know, to either the Flint Hills Regional Council, the Kansas Department of Commerce.
I'm actually trying to get
It's a good deal.
kind of a ending balance because we're still kind of in the middle of getting money back from the seed grant and stuff. So I don't know how much I have yet to put in.
Yeah.
The reason I wanted to be on last time's meeting was because I've been looking at the CDBG, and this last year, 2023, they had parks on there and I missed it. We would not have gotten it in fast enough to get it anyway.
Not for 23, no.
Not for 23. So they announced on Thursday what 2024's grant options are going to be. So CDBG is the Community Block Development Grant. It is like the mother load of money that it's one of the biggest grants that we could get access to. Okay, sorry, I'm getting off my thing. So they're announcing Thursday at 11 a.m. To do that, we would have to do a new LMI survey ourselves. But as we did it before, you guys know, it's good for 5 years. If we qualify as low to moderate income, that means we can apply for a CDBG every single year, plus rural development and other grants as well.
So what you're working on now, when's the deadline for the filing of that grant?
CDBG,
The one you're,
They're not announced yet.
they're not announced yet, but about
Okay.
around May 1st. Yeah.
oh, okay.
So we
Well,
have,
because the new
It's not out
LMI,
yet, yeah.
New LMI should be out by the end of December.
no, the new LMI is out and we don't qualify as low to moderate income.
I haven't got a report on it yet. I'll check on that.
I did email her.
Not that I
thought.
don't believe you. I just
No. I think I emailed her and it was, but
email
she
how
said-
they-
she said August they did their new one.
originally,
Low to
originally
moderate
August,
income.
but they told me to
It's like a state thing.
They
Unless you do the survey
They
yourself.
just do it
right.
every so often. And then if we want to qualify as low to moderate income, we have to do it ourselves because we don't qualify under the current LMI survey. So that's the problem with it is,
Yeah, we
yes,
need
they
to
do
go
it every
door to
so
door
often.
because when
Right.
they do that, we will qualify.
Okay, so to do that, and it's good for everybody because once we do a new LMI, Mike can also start reapplying for the sewer grant that he was trying to get before and we couldn't nail down. I'm hoping to hit about $75,000 by the end of the year in our account with this fundraiser and then what we've got sitting. Nobody panic, but my idea early on is that we take half of that sale of the apartments. I'm not asking for the whole amount at all. But if I take 60 out of that and combine it with our 75, that gets us $135,000 match. And the CDBG grant requires a 25% match. You can go up to $750,000 with CDBG for a low to moderate income community. If I had 135,000, then we could get 405,000 from the CDBG. So we have $500,000, give or take, to play with. And that would finish almost completely, I'm sure, the projects that are going on in the park. And if you guys don't remember, it's been a long time since I brought out the map and everything. So I'll give you like a refresher. It's not a big deal, but we do talk about it on the back of this as well. So if anybody wants to go through that, the website always has it up. This map shows you what the finished product will look like. We want to redo the bathrooms, turn the tennis court into a multi-purpose court so that there's still basketball, but it's still up for tennis. And I forget what else goes on. Pickleball, yes, potentially. I think. I don't know if those are all comboed or not.
Open shelter house.
But there's room on that basketball court for 2 pickleball courts.
Right.
probably.
So add pickleball. I think we have to expand that by like 4 feet, but that's something we'll quote out when we do it. And then add a pavilion roof over what was the ice skating rink. We'll resurface that so it doesn't collect water anymore and put a roof on it so that we can actually have like formal events or family gatherings, stuff like that, like useful space for everybody in the community. Plus finishing the sidewalks, and then lighting all the way around that doubles as electrical for all of our vendors that want to come and run a heater every year when they're freezing to death during fall festival or Christmas would be great.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that's exactly why I poo-pooed that, because everybody complains at fall festivals. I know they wouldn't come out in Christmas.
But they don't understand. They're not out there for 8 hours during Christmas. They're only out there for an hour or an hour and a half, just like we are at fall festival. People come for an hour and they're gone.
Yeah.
Same difference. Only we get people from other parts.
Oh, I'm not. The people that come don't complain. The vendors complain. Picnic areas, trash receptacles, all the nice stuff, benches. And I am working on a memorial program for benches and trees. So I know that's had a lot of interest lately in the last few years, and I am working on that. So don't anybody yell at me for it. It's in progress. But I think with what we've gotten done and our plan for the future, that we could have a really good shot at getting the CDBG. So that's my suggestion. I'm not asking for any motion. I don't even know if they're doing it yet for next year, but I just wanted to give you guys a heads up that is something I would really like to finish. The park board is on its 7th year. I want to say 8. Every year I want to say 8. At some point when you work as much as we do, and I spend still 10 to 20 hours a week on park, people burn out and they quit. And we don't have replacements, because I've looked for volunteers for fall festival and other stuff. There's nobody that's really ready to step into our shoes and take over at this point. So I don't want the board we have to burn out. So if we can nail a whole bunch of this at once, we could prevent that from happening. Because once we finish the major projects, all we have to do then is maintenance. And we would continue to fundraise for maintenance, like painting the bandstand and making sure that our park stays nice, flowers and all that stuff. So this is just the general over the top. I just want to tell you guys what's in my head for the next year. I'm willing to kill myself to get this grant going. Not literally, obviously. But
say it sounds like our policy for life insurance. That's to be the case. Well, it sounds good.
But just so you know, but also, please try to give if you can. Any amount of money is great. But a match like this, dollar for dollar, is a big deal. They don't come along that often. I know it feels like we have every year done this. We don't. We won't be asked like all the time. So consider it if you can.
Thank you very much.
We're all night apparently to bring it up, since we're at 9 o'clock and we're on.
Okay. Thanks again. I appreciate the update on that as well.
No problem.
And I'm still looking forward to the electrical system going in and lights around the park with access for the vendors.
Very
I think that's
excited.
going to be a tremendous help for the city. Okay, Julie Bisnett,
Yes, sir.
you're up.
This is the contract meeting.
Yes, it is the contract meeting. I was wanting to have my contract signed for the next year of running the Red House.
It's the exact same as last year's contract, just different dates, right?
Correct.
You guys aren't gonna advertise that?
Nope, we don't
Why?
We don't have to.
have to advertise it.
You do it all the time.
No, Dave Dunbar was it for 3 years in a row, and then Deb once, and Julie's had it for 2 years. I moved to
Where
accept
is the
Julie's contract
Is it hard?
for 2024 season.
I do know I don't have a copy. I gave Tim my last
We got a
one.
motion.
I read it.
We got a
I'll
motion.
second it.
Okay.
Brett and Tim.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the contract for the permit office for 2024 by Brett, seconded by Tim. Any further discussion? Those in favor? Passes 5-0.
Boy, that was easy. Thank you,
Okay,
Julie.
Mary Jane.
Kelly, I need you to print me a copy of that and have them sign it before.
Yeah, I'll sign it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, 'cause I don't know where mine went.
You take one and pass them around.
So much paper tonight.
I know. It's like we've killed 10 trees.
This isn't even my paper anymore.
Todd and Kevin.
And the same thing. Okay, the first one that you guys are getting passed around on you.
I know.
At the last meeting, Terry brought up about the whole acknowledgement of the permits, knowing whether or not that we're telling them that they're only usable for a certain amount of time on the lake. So got to thinking about it, so on, and I came up with this. So I am here to ask permission to use this. So I would like for you guys to read it over. It is the boat and fishing permit acknowledgement. It's hours and the permit office 2024.
I read through it, but I was able to see it before everybody else. I like it. It once again holds people accountable for the rules.
Make sure that it's,
I got it. The only thing that I would change, I see right out of the bat, the boldest 3 words on the whole paper.
okay, that's not the one. It's this one.
Okay.
That's the one I want permission
Well, then I'm
for.
making the wrong darn one.
Sorry.
Do you think they should have fish guts? Is that what you're saying?
Take off the word guts. I am throwing
Oh.
guts in there through the head.
Yeah.
It'll happen.
Fish waste.
Yes.
No fish. That's what it says in every other lake and all their dumpsters. No fish. Covers it all.
Speaking of dolphins in there, is what you're saying.
And whales,
Whales.
octopi.
Now, they would,
Crustaceans.
what I'm wanting is if you guys approve this, they will sign a copy and it will go with their permit in our books, and they will take a copy with them. So that when they say they did not know, so on and so forth, then we can go back and say, yes, you did, you signed a copy. It's here with your permit on this date.
God won't let us print it on a bat.
Can you print on a bullet? I'm fine with it.
The dates. So you've got your dates and times listed: October 1st to October 31st, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Friday through Sunday. But then right below that, permit office boat ramp will close for the season 10/27/24. So shouldn't we adjust that last set of dates to the 27th of October instead?
Mm-hmm.
I also think the first line needs to be just a little bit more descriptive. Fishing permits.
Well, I think you're probably saying in the times at the beginning is probably the
Okay.
general
Because
for
we
the
have it closing
And
the
that's just
first
for
through
20.
the 31st.
Okay, right,
Right.
but-
Season.
Okay, so I can change that on the, to the 27th.
but it's
I just put the whole month of October on it.
No.
I just put the whole month of October, but I was putting down the 27th is the last day that the boat ramp would be open.
So we leap year next year?
Yes.
Okay.
Mary Jane, I would like it if you would clarify in the very first sentence that it's Lake Wabunsee fishing permits, because fishing license is required from 16 to 74, but I think fishing permits, I think that's absurd. For 74-year-old to have to buy a damn fishing permit.
same, so
I don't agree that the state is right. That's just greed.
They probably lose a lot of money.
so change it from permits to license.
No, it's the lake
Oh.
permit. Just specify that it means
Lake
that,
Wabunsee.
that way they understand that you also need a lake permit, not just simply your fishing license.
Why don't we offer them a
Permits.
lifetime? Like a
Fishing
fishing
permits on
permit
Lake
down the road.
Wabunsee?
Tim?
Lake Wabunsee fishing permits are
Okay.
required for all persons. Just put those two words in front of the sentence. And we're
That's
good.
what I need to know.
Yep.
Okay,
You could just put it at the top, really, couldn't you? Or not?
Yeah.
This is ours.
Move to approve this with those corrections, if anybody doesn't have any more.
I sure don't have time to read and absorb it also.
I mean, it's a work in progress.
if there is any others, let me know. We can adjust it. I just need to make sure that it's ready before we open. But I'm really needing more of a,
Yes.
I like what I've
We
seen
like-
so far,
we
so I
like
have
the
no reason to
idea.
fight it.
the idea of
Second.
doing this.
Yeah.
Because
Okay, we have a motion to accept the boat and fishing permit acknowledgements for 2024 presented by Mary Jane. And Tim, you made the motion,
I did.
Brett made the motion, and Jason seconded it.
Right.
All right. With the changes as we discussed
Yes.
to this point. All in favor? Or any further discussion? Apparently not. Okay, all in favor again, it's 5-0. So you're good to go with that, Mary Jane.
now,
Maybe there's more?
we're on the Firefly.
Okay.
All right. Now, Firefly, Astro looks like I might be shutting Astro down as of Wednesday. So we will be switching everything over. Now, on on Firefly, the one that Tim was, the no guts, I will change that. So thank you. I will fix that. That one is, it's the policies. This is going to be where everybody, when they book the camping spots, they will have to read this, say that they have read it, and then they have to sign in that box down on the bottom. Now, I need to know if there is anything else that you guys want added to this policies. And if there is, to let me know, get me a copy of it so I can add it. Because this is what they will read and that they will sign for the camping part. I took what you guys had passed on the cancellation issues, the normal ones, the holiday ones, and then what we had discussed on the key deposits and so on. And then what we have on the rules at the campground on the check-in, check-outs, the quiet times. I took a bunch of it off of your pamphlet. So, and that's on off of that other one that you guys just approved. I took a bunch of that off the pamphlet as well.
You could reduce the cancellation down because you have it. If the cancellation is under 96 hours,
That's
there'll be
only
no
on,
given.
that's on the 4 days. That one, you guys did that on purpose because that's the 4-day holidays.
Oh, no. Oh, it's on a separate. Okay. Just
Yes.
It just looks like it's all together. So then you say if canceled less than 24 hours.
It's
notice,
underneath the
it's a
special
no-show.
cancellation policy for the holidays.
Okay.
I can go in, I'm gonna actually put a space in there.
I was just saying, it just looks like it's all together. That's why I was
Right,
thinking it was
I have
redundant.
to tweak it
You're
tomorrow.
good. Don't
but-
worry about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought that'd help you with the redundancy, but
You can say
it's
that.
separate.
yeah, this is just rough draft,
You're good.
I have to tweak.
I'm fine with this. Do we need to approve it? I'll move to approve the use of this.
I'll take out the guts part, Tim.
Did I hear a second?
Yeah.
I thought
Second.
you did.
Michelle,
Okay, we have a motion by Brett to accept the cancellation policy set forth by, presented to us by.
It's actually the policies thingy on for the camping. It's not
Right.
just the cancellations, it's just
Okay,
the policies.
and there was a change mentioned. So with the change, and Michelle seconded. Any further discussion? Those in favor? Those opposed? Those still reading?
That's me, so I'm abstaining, but it doesn't
Okay.
matter.
Yeah, it passes the way it is.
Okay. Now, with the Firefly, they send out, when you reserve it, I don't know, when I tried to do it myself, I was trying to book. Because we don't have the full system set up with the cards, swiping, paying online, it did not make me pay. So it will, once we get that set up. But it sends out an immediate email, and the immediate email is just a reservation. I printed one up for a couple of them up. And that one, what I did was, and I have to set up the emails. So this is what I did. Went in and made them myself. So they're templates and had to make them out. And every one of them is going to say the city of Eskridge at the bottom. But then I put permit, office contractor. The reason I put the contractor is because we will change. It will not always probably be Julie and I, but you will always have a contractor in there. So I put contractor. I did not put a specialized person. So that can stay the same, because that way the phone number stays the same. And we got the new email so that the email will transfer from contractor to contractor. So I'm hoping that will stay the same. I'm trying to ask permission to use that specific terminology on that.
Thank you for our reports too.
I'm hoping those are very understandable.
No, they're great. It's helpful.
And then the last part is the refund. This is the refund policy that you guys had done last year. And this is the one that is in the system that for this is the email refund that I will have to send out when I refund their cancellations and that one I will need approval on.
I'll move to approve it.
Second.
Is that it?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
You made a motion, Brett.
I did.
Jason seconded. Motion by Brett to accept the payment refund report. And seconded by Jason. Any further discussion?
And does this, my concern is this is saying, I guess what I'm trying to say here is this possibly saying that they're doing more than they really are. Should this say, have something to refer to the cancellation policy?
What do you mean? They're doing more than they are?
Well, this says regular cancellation fee is the lesser of $10 per minimum. Refund will be given for any amount due to the customer less than the cancellation fee. Those right there's.
Again, that's referring to the paper that I didn't even vote on because I haven't had a chance to read it. I just don't want us to get caught in a thing where we're contradicting ourselves and then we have to give the customer.
Okay, I took it word for word
Okay,
from what you guys had voted on and passed. Sorry.
well, we voted on and passed payments in the past that were a whole month extra paid, what it was supposed to be.
Yep. Which ended up.
That was a
being
lot more
bonus.
costly than this will be, I'm sure.
It just ended up being a bonus.
Yeah.
That she requested.
Does anybody else understand my concern or?
I fully understand what this is saying personally.
Okay,
I've read both of them and I think it's fine.
Mhm.
In other words, if they book for a week
I've
and then
stated
cancel
my
it, they
piece.
get $10 a night refund, or that's
Either-
that's all they
No,
would
the
get.
cancellation is, it's just a $10 cancellation fee. Is the
So they get-
lease.
They get their nights back minus the
Minus the
$10 fee
$10
and the
fee.
$350.
And the $350 that Firefly charges.
Okay, this says per night. So if they
It could be up to per night,
that's what I'm
yes.
saying. If they book 5 nights and cancel, what's your fee going to be? $50?
No,
It's $10 per
it's-
night. That's
It
what this
could be,
says.
but you guys phrased it that way, so because I don't know why you guys phrased it that way, but you did.
I think it's just a $10 cancellation fee.
Is it per night or not? That's the
Yeah, that's the question, really. Is it per night or not? If it is,
You guys, yeah,
I think
you
it is
guys
not.
phrased it that way, so that's the way it went into.
I think it's
The
like
wording.
one of those rights that we're keeping in our back pocket, but we're not ever going to exercise unless.
We have only done $10 a night on cancellation fee.
But that's still the question. If it's $10 a night,
I mean,
then it's 5
for-
nights.
You've done $10 for the whole
$10
event
$10,
Per
$10
stay.
per stop.
Per stay.
reservation.
right?
per reservation.
yeah,
Here's hypothetical. I called you and I reserved a site for me, a site for him, a site for him. And then I called later and canceled those 3 sites. Is that $30 or 10?
It's $30 because it's 3 separate sites.
That makes sense.
I think that should say per site instead of per night.
Yeah, I don't
Per
think-
reservation.
Because it's
Or
3
per
separate
reservation.
cards that got ran, 3 separate sites.
yeah, I mean, it says basically that it's $10 per night. If it's not $10 per night, then.
So we just change that to per reservation.
Let me find mine, just so I can write it on mine.
That would be my suggestion, to change it to that, but
Well, the person who moved can make the amendment to their motion to change that. If they so choose.
Let's do it now. That's you.
To change the wording to $10 per reservation for cancellation fee.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do it.
Do you agree with the second?
I still second that.
Okay, per reservation or 1 night stay,
yes.
Just per reservation. A one night stay is still a reservation.
Well, but
well, but there's a difference on the price.
that's right.
That's
yeah,
why I'm asking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Per
Yeah, just
reservation
per
or 1
reservation
night
Or
stay.
one night stay.
Is that how you want it phrased?
Yes.
Okay, the motion to accept the payment reservation refund with the change amended to reservation was made by Brett, seconded by Jason. Any further discussion? Those in favor? And that passes 5-0.
And the last thing, did anybody have any questions on the other report that you guys all walked in with?
No, great.
I think it looks excellent. I think you
I
better.
think it should be said out loud that you guys.
I'm not wanting to say that.
You,
no.
What the city took in?
No,
Why? People don't deserve the right to know what the city took in.
You guys can say it, I'm not.
I'll say it next time when I have my late fees anyway and I go in. But you took in more money this year than you did last year.
Yes, we did have a positive again.
Didn't you break a record last year?
And we broke another record this year.
That's one reason, Dolly, why we didn't advertise this, because we have a good one.
Okay, are we done, Mary Jane?
Thank you.
Thank you,
I am
thank you. I
done.
appreciate your
Did a
efforts
wonderful
and your
job,
time
honey.
Thank you.
and your reports. I appreciate all that. Okay, next up, under other or continuing council business, we're looking at water rates first.
The late fees, I mean, you got, still got the old late fees on there? We skipped over the late fees.
Late
Wait.
fees are on there. I had late fees added to the agenda.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
It was
thought
one
that
of
was all
the,
part
like
of what
a
we were
couple weeks
talking about
ago,
here.
because I wanted to get ahead of the game before it's December and fees are due the first of
Okay.
January. I don't have all the numbers, and because it's been such a long meeting right now, I think I'm going to scratch it off if that's okay with everybody.
I think
and
we can wait on that.
I'll have all the exact numbers at the next meeting, for
So we're gonna
increase,
table late fees to the November 27th meeting.
for increased proposals or such. And I will try to get that information to everybody before the meeting so that we don't have to.
I'd like to remind everybody on that
I don't like reading a
subject.
novel while we're sitting in council because
Yeah.
people still talk and I don't function that way. So
Me either.
I can't do it.
The people at the lake had asked us not to make large jumps on the fees and asked us to make minimal
Yes.
raises annually. So I think we should honor their wishes.
I think that's a fair
Minimal rate. Nah, I would
It's a
probably
fair
disagree.
system.
We didn't raise last year at all,
But
so
we
we're
did the
already
year
behind.
before.
But
If Eskridge wants to get ahead, we need to start capitalizing where we can.
when I say minimal, I mean don't raise 50%.
200%. It's actually the
I was
other way.
actually thinking, what is that?
You're doubling.
Well, anyway, just have something in mind for
100%.
next time.
Okay,
The increase was 200, not 50%, just because it works the other way.
all right. Justin had sent out a proposal and I've looked it over. I hope everybody else has.
I haven't, I like it.
I like, when I first saw it, I didn't like it, but then when I read it and actually saw what it was, I like it too. I like it just the way it's written. It tells the folks what their water rates will be in each of the next 4 years, 24, 25, 26, and 27, even though I know we cannot bind future councils to
Would you consider this
various
minimal
things,
raises?
and they could change that as time goes on. But if this is out there, then everybody has a pretty good idea what's going to take place.
Talking about capitalize where we can. This is running
Oh,
the
I'm just
city.
saying, would this be considered minimal? Like, what's the percentage here? Because maybe that's what we should use for the other.
We have a
Everything
guide.
seems about 30% or higher, so that's a good starting point, I would think.
Well, there's nothing that says that we can't next year look at this and say, well, the raise we had generated this amount of money. It was projected to raise this. We didn't get what we projected. So for 2025, instead of going to 16, we might have to go to 1650 or 17. There's nothing that says we can't do that, but this is all just a proposal as it stands for the moment. I had originally thought a good plan would be to jack the price up to the point where it would cover us very well for the 2 years, and then we don't raise it again until 4 years has elapsed. So we would be 2 years into it, 2 years without, and then we'd catch up again on the 4th year. That makes sense, Richard, what I'm saying? I'll run it by again. So if in 2024, we raise the rate to the price
What is the
of
percentage, Jamie?
the 2026
I'm not sure what you're
rate,
asking.
for example,
Percentage of what?
as an
Increase?
example.
Are we talking
Water.
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 Okay, which don't affect us.
No, but people have to understand what we're doing. And I'm just using you as a example
Sounding
because
board.
you keep staring at me.
It's because you're so good looking here.
It's how he gets you to talk. It's like a therapy boy.
Yes, really. Okay, so what I'm saying is we raise the rate, say, instead of raising it to $14 a month, we raise it to $17 a month. So for 2024 and 2025, we should have enough funds to take care of what we need to take care of. 2026 and 2027, we don't raise the rates, but in 28, we raise them again. In 28, we catch up on the 26 and 27, and it pushes us back up to the 2-year level. At that point, we don't raise the rates again. So basically, we raise the rates every 4 years is what the goal would be to do. That's what I'm thinking. If that's too complicated, then we can just do.
As long as you explain that to people that here's the schedule, that it's not going to be arbitrary, that just, we feel like raising rates this year and we'll do it again sometime. But if you've got a schedule, I think you can sell that.
Well, I do too, and I think that would be a good one. But this is also a good one, just the way it's written as well.
I think this is.
And in fact, it might even be a little
simpler.
easier for people
Yeah.
because it's $14 with a $2 raise next year. I mean, the year after that, $1 after that, and $1 after that. So you're raising it now $3, then $2, then $1 and $1 over the next 4 years.
I think this would probably give us a little more leeway to make changes as needed.
Well, it'd be more accurate. You're right.
If we're up at $17 and then something crazy in the economy happens and we have to go up to $25 an hour, or $25, then we've got no basis to kind of move that through.
Well, we can always say, well, if we accept this one the way it's written, we can always say it's subject to change.
Right.
It always is.
Little changes are easier to swallow.
Yeah, that's why the lake doesn't want just to raise their rates 30, 40, and 50% at a time.
Yeah.
I understand
Well,
that.
we don't want our insurance raised the same way, but
I know
we
it.
don't get a choice.
Really. I started to tell you guys earlier, our insurance
None of us do.
Our insurance rate for health
My
insurance has
personal
gone up
insurance has
48%
also.
since 2022. 48% since 2022. I don't think anybody's gotten that kind of raise.
Have you shopped around?
Yeah, it might be time.
There isn't any shopping around anymore.
I think that's the problem with health
It's all
insurance
pretty
in
much the
general. Is
same.
that there really isn't
I
any.
agree.
I mean, Blue Cross Blue Shield's still in that lawsuit. I mean, they lost it, I think, about not offering options and blocking our market out. I mean, do you guys all hear about this or not? Because
no, I didn't.
I got contacted for it, and they lost it. But they're still sitting there arguing about how to put the money up.
Deal with it.
Yeah, it was like $1 billion lawsuit.
Okay.
I move that we adopt Justin's.
Well, you're gonna have to pass an ordinance to do this. Currently, it's in the code under section 15221. You want to amend to add this, I can put this in an ordinance.
Can you do that and provide it for us at the next meeting?
Yeah.
My concern is that it does not affect any of the outside districts that we sell water to.
Well, you can't because the contracts are written with them with a very specific schedule about what their rates are as a wholesale rate. There's actually, each one of them has almost a worksheet depth exploration of cost and factors that go into their rate. That's an agreement for 20, 30, 40 years that we have with the districts.
Yeah, okay, well, I'm not gonna touch that.
And it should be, if it's kept up with, you get, they were written specifically so you get the benefit of increases in employee pay and water costs and chemical costs and all that. You can take a look at them. It was in this, if you ever got this. The contracts are there. And it's excruciating detail, frankly.
Todd, isn't it cost plus 11% margin? Something like that?
No, it's actually, what do you want? LWAD? Because we've got 3 contracts here.
Well, I
didn't mean to open this can.
Go
Yeah.
I apologize.
It's your fault.
Well, I'm just saying that it is not cost plus 11%.
Okay.
It's this. You can fill in the numbers, right? That's what goes into this. So it ain't that simple. Which the complexity is helpful for the city, and I know LWID doesn't like it, but that's the contract.
Okay, I'm good with Todd putting an ordinance together and presenting it at the next meeting. Anybody else comments?
Is this just water, is that right?
Just for the water one.
Yeah, we have to do a whole thing.
Yeah, the gas thing is gonna have to be done.
The gas is next. So with the water, we're gonna let you take care of that for
Yep.
us next week,
Simple.
next meeting rather. And I've never dealt with dealing with KCC, so you're gonna have to fill me in on what we have to do for this sort of thing. I know it's a process and it's gonna take a few months to get passed.
I've never done one either.
Should we have Mike here?
This is for increasing our gas rates.
Right, shouldn't he be a part of the conversation? Shouldn't his input be
For,
valued in the conversation? I don't know.
what are you looking for an answer for?
Well, you probably
How
want
much we need to go up?
You probably need to do the application
Yeah.
to KCC first.
Schedule a public meeting. The first bullet point, we need to decide what we're gonna ask for in a rate increase or any changes to the structure of the rates if we need them. Got to contact KCC, let them know. You guys can read, I don't have to read it to you, but
Do we know what we want
when
for?
no, we don't at this point. When we contact KCC, at that point, a window time opens. We have 30 to 90 days from that date to actually file the application.
How much longer does our gas recovery rate that we're already paying last?
You mean
It
that
was-
loan?
Wasn't it 10 years?
10 years.
Total of 10
So
years?
probably what, 8
8
more?
more.
It's 21. Or was it 22?
It was 20, it was 2 years ago.
21?
In the winter time. That
February.
adds 50 or some more dollars from my bill.
I don't think it's that much. Shouldn't be that high.
If you have a $500 bill, yeah.
What about that third bullet
Say,
point?
what are you paying
Todd,
for over
Can we
there?
do this
The
at a
train
city
back on
council
the
meeting?
rails.
Your house is a lot smaller than mine.
I have brand new
Well,
windows now.
I
Maybe
guess
that'll
we're getting,
change. But that's all.
Insulate your attic.
I mean, the intent to me is fine. I guess I'm just trying to figure out from this, it doesn't really talk about when the actual decision is made about what rates are gonna be requested. How we get there. I mean, I know generally, when you had KRWA come and give you a breakdown,
Have who here?
did you? Did you have KRWA come in and help? with the
Yeah,
water?
with the water.
The water, I mean, yeah. So, I mean, to me, that's what is the first step, is that you guys have no idea of what rate increase you're proposing,
Yeah.
which is kind of the important part of it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, because any rate structure has to be reasonable in accordance with what the needs of the city are. So, yeah, it works backwards from there. So the first thing you gotta do is to have, your current rate structure outlined for you, and then have somebody detail out your gas expenses and project out. Yeah, project out. I mean, simple rate making function, just like you do in these contracts. How much you pay for gas, how much do you pay for repairs, system maintenance, how much you need to put away for capital projects, like moving this line that they're doing, that kind of thing, burying the line, all that stuff. And those factors spreadsheet out and give us the increase. Somebody who can do that math.
Well, this also appears that this whole procedure could take as long as 6 months.
That seems fast.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Well, I
That
thought it
seems
seemed
fast.
like a slow time. Up front, it says
It
we've
did
got,
when we were doing all of this for employee raises that we already gave, and we're setting it up.
Well, you're a regulated utility. There's no,
it's different.
there's no getting around it, I'm afraid.
But the second bullet says we have 30 to 90 days. So if we dink around and don't get moving on it and we take the full 90 days, we've lost 3 months.
So
If you go down and if you get it done within the 90 days, then the next follow-up is the fourth bullet from the bottom the KCC commissioners will then give an interim order, and this is subject to public comments for 90 days. So we're going to have to wait 90 days after we get our stuff turned in. So if we go 90 days, then it's another 90 days for the public to comment. So that's 6 months. And then after that, it looks like they need to notify the jurisdictional customers no later than 20 days after the interim order's been given. Jesus.
I thought you worked for the federal government. Don't you know how this stuff goes?
Yeah, but we take a lot longer than this. We take 18 months to raise a postage rate.
So, I mean, step
So-
one, we need to know what we're doing in the first place, rate wise. We haven't contacted KCC to let them know that yet.
No, our 90 days hasn't started
Okay.
yet. So, yeah.
So,
So we
where do
probably
need
want to be
go
able
next?
to answer all of these questions before we even contact them.
Well, I think we need to get the electronic copy up so we can see what the questions are. Can we do that? Can you do that? It's there's an electronic questionnaire.
Yes.
So if you can, somewhere in here it said that, where am I at? You guys look it over right quick. It says on there, we will complete our application electronically in the format given by the KCC. Right
So
here.
get the electronic.
Right here.
So let's get the electronic thing printed up. It's print up the blank sheet and have it out for us for the next meeting. So we can look at that and go from there.
Okay. Gotcha.
And by the way, gas rates has not been raised in Eskridge since, I think, 2007, I want to say.
Is there somebody that can help guide us on the increase, like this guy, Chris Klein? Because it looks like he's just water, right?
He is just water.
Okay.
yes.
KWA doesn't exist.
Does anybody exist that could help us the way he did?
And I'm not sure about.
Well, we can hire Justin to do the background work.
Well, yes,
Not this case.
we aren't unique in our water plant. We are in the water, in the
Exactly.
gas.
Well, there's
Auburn
some,
Seniors,
yeah.
yes.
Well, they may get help. I'm their city attorney, but I'm not privy to, but they've increased rates and asked for that help because they get their gas from a Nebraska company who may come in and help them with that kind of thing. But you're right. The question is, you guys buy gas from somebody. The
Mhm.
KMGA, is that?
KMGA, yeah.
I mean, you can ask them.
So that'd be, yeah, you're right.
I mean, KWA is like it's an association,
Well,
like a
it's
trade association.
water, yeah.
So, I mean, I think there probably, if somebody were to hunt around, there certainly are rate setting guys who would do this for a fee. I mean, KWA does it for free because they're an association that wants your dollars for other purposes.
Yeah.
Come down to the convention and stuff, But you'll probably, my guess is you might have to actually pay somebody to do a rate study on your gas if you really need it. And that's probably why you're right. You need the application first so you can tell what questions are you going to ask. And you might be able to justify it yourself.
Mhm.
But like everything else, your mileage may vary going it alone as opposed to getting somebody who may know the process and may know how to get it on the front end and justify it to make KCC happy.
This looks complicated enough that we might need
Yeah.
a prep.
I'm worried about that myself because I can go to the Shawnee County Court and get you a lot of stuff. But the layman can't. So I can't go to KC and get you anything because I don't know what goes on there. So it's maybe an idea to talk to professionals, but you can assess that after you look at what that electronic form and see what they're asking for.
Sounds good. We got next steps then.
I mean, you're investing, like you said, 6 to 9 to 12 months in a process, as opposed to tell Todd to make the water ordinance say what you want it to say. That's pretty much no lose proposition there. This one's got investment in it, time and effort.
I don't see it getting done by the next billing cycle.
Not the gas rates, that's for sure.
That's what I mean.
Okay, table to next meeting, guys?
Yep.
No? Okay.
Well, eternally, probably.
One quick thing that I would like to ask for, I guess, usually when we get a new council person, in the past, when we would get new council people,
So,
that's later. You have to wear the hat. We would have everybody submit their contact information, and then if you would make a list, because I don't even think I have everybody's contact information at this table. But
Okay.
unless somebody doesn't want.
No, I was just kind of thinking the same thing.
Well, I don't have everybody's.
And she also sent out an email asking if she can pass it. Who was it? Why don't you talk about that?
Yeah, and I actually, I forget who it was now, which county it was that was putting it together. I can resubmit it, but someone was
It
putting.
was Lyon County,
Thank you.
if I remember right.
Wanted to know contact information for any council members that were willing to provide that
Oh, I
information.
forgot about
There
that.
would be a list for the different cities with the different council members.
I don't have a problem putting my stuff down. It's fine.
It's to talk about cancel issues? Is that what it was? I guess.
I should probably get a more professional sounding email. The two that I use are probably not really.
My phone number is BR5.
You're sharing
Four
it.
nine.
then.
Yeah,
Make it
probably
this-
not.
That's not true.
Can't use that anymore?
No,
Okay, never mind.
you changed it to BR1Z1Z.
Okay.
Klondike 4767.
Okay, next up, mayor council concerns. Council concerns first. Anybody got anything?
I've been talking about maybe getting a dumpster this fall, before it gets into winter. When I was walking around talking to people,
It is winter.
it's not winter yet. It's still nice weather. I had a lot of people request maybe trying it in the fall because they had a lot of stuff that they like to get rid of off their porches or in their yards before winter time. So I don't know if that's something we'd want to entertain.
Almost sounds like spring cleanup day in the fall, or in the winter.
Exactly.
Some towns do it twice a year.
Speaking of dumpsters, did the trash cans get pulled inside the
Yes, they
gatehouse?
did.
Okay, there was only one, and I did pull that one into the bait shop,
Empty?
empty.
Great.
I
Thank you.
My understanding is that they don't want that in the permit office, that they want it out of there.
Okay, well, then we'll have to remove it. But where do they want it?
They want it back behind City Hall where the others are, and then they will distribute it throughout the year as they need it. And then when we open up in the spring, they'll bring them out then.
Okay, because last year they left it out there and
Yeah, I know, and
you
they,
got full.
yeah, that's why we don't want them out there anymore, for that reason.
Okay. Yeah, because I put it inside.
So I guess just have Jim bring them in then. Set them outside and we can have Jim bring them in.
How many is inside?
Just one. That's
I-
all that was left out
I
there.
say we let them tell us that we're missing one. Where is it? Then we can say, oh yeah, we got it in the bait house. Otherwise, leave it out there. All right.
I have one other concern. Right outside the ambulance barn, as the ambulance pulls out, turns left, there's potholes that always accumulate right there. I don't know if we have any more of that cold patch. If they're planning on throwing something in that before the winter, but if they don't address them, they're gonna be horrid after the first freeze.
I'm really surprised they haven't brought that up to our attention before.
They usually do about this time of year, I think. I don't know if they have any cold patch. I remember a couple years ago, Mike was having a hard time acquiring any. I think we bought
It
him that
works better when
saw
you
so
cut
they
it
could.
in a square.
I was gonna say, didn't we buy him a saw to do that?
Yeah. Instead of just pouring it in the patch that's there, if you actually take the effort to cut it out into a square, it's gonna last a whole lot longer. So back to the dumpster. Yay, no,
Sorry.
think about it. What?
I'm not opposed. I do have stuff to clean out of my house. But
I think the dumpster
Will it
will
get-
always help the town lose weight.
It certainly helped the lake residents who don't have dumpsters anymore to throw their
that's
stuff in.
facts.
Absolutely.
And come to town and dump it in our dumpster.
Well, not anymore.
I'll
I
send
have-
out that suggestion.
I've got a motion light on my trash can in my back.
Oh, he's being very sarcastic.
Anytime that motion light comes on, I hope Tim sees it, but it comes on that trash can because they filled it up all the time. Not anymore. I take a picture of them.
Anybody else have comments? Okay, I want to say that we need to be thinking about our Christmas dinner and where it's going to be held, the amount of money, and any possible employee Christmas bonuses. So we'll think about
Somebody needs to
that.
get in touch with the Christmas wreath people. Is that Evergy that hangs our Christmas wreaths?
Yeah, we lost our contact. Hey, can you get a hold of them? Justin used to.
Well, I'll get a hold of him.
The new Justin, get a hold of the old Justin.
Right?
I'm surprised you haven't been called Justin yet.
The last thing is Mary Jane, did Jim tell you that they would replace the sink at the end of the season at the bait shop?
I thought both Mike and Jim did both say they would replace either the sink, whole sink,
Right,
but they had to replace the faucet.
correct.
Neither one has been replaced. They just
Just
turned the
putting
water
that
off.
in there, because we
Just-
don't want a third year of the hot water heater running 24 hours a day, running hot water.
Do you know if Mike has gone out there and bled
What?
out all the lines?
The sink
them all
or the water heaters? The
I don't
haven't
know.
heard
I
it.
just know the water is off.
Yeah, he went out there and
The
turned them
sink's
off.
It's the
running.
problem, but it was running hot water constantly for
Oh, okay.
24 hours for 2 years straight, because they couldn't get it fixed.
That's awesome.
Yeah, wouldn't it?
I'd like to say it was dripping.
It
I'd like to
was
say
not
a
dripping.
fast drip.
It was a strain.
You'd be surprised how much a drip is, though.
Oh, no,
Oh my
I
God.
understand. This was running water.
That's no good.
Mhm.
You had really good hot water in the shower.
I'll bet you did.
It did not run out.
It was fresh all the
Here you
time.
go.
Okay, as far as
Fine.
as far as the
Maybe that's
Christmas,
Evergy.
as far as the Christmas dinner goes, guys, somebody want to contact our
I'll contact
He took a wine,
Aisha.
that's why. I thought he said-
Aisha, and somebody else to contact Julie out at the lake
Oh, okay.
and find out what they can do for us, cost wise and dinner wise.
I can contact Julie, but I would like to ask her if she would donate 1% of the sales to our sales tax, because if we go out there, the money we're spending is not going to go into our sales tax like it would if we went to the cafe. And I don't want.
I understand that, but it's once a year. It's not like the
If
biggest.
we're going outside the city, why don't we go to like the Blue Boots?
They're
I like that place.
expensive as all get out.
Yeah, I'd like
Exactly.
to spend the money at home.
Well,
just
that's
my
what I said.
opinion.
If we're gonna go outside of town,
All right, let's get a couple,
Sounds
let's get a
like-
couple menus and prices. And then next meeting, if you'll put on the agenda for next meeting, the Christmas dinner and the discussion for employee pay, Christmas bonus, as well as, we'll figure out a date when we're gonna do the dinner and ask the people at the Aisha and at the Wild Olives what dates would work for them.
Okay.
And then we'll vote on it, okay?
So the dumpster.
Yeah, get back to the dumpster.
When
I personally don't like the idea, but that's not my decision to make. I don't like it because I think we're gonna have we're gonna have more than what we want.
What do you mean?
I think we're gonna have outsiders using it's what I think is gonna happen.
did we have that last time? I
No,
don't
but the
know.
outsiders use our city park now to drop stuff into barrels, trash cans around town.
Well, we definitely will be able to see people's tags from the cameras that we have here and here. So if there is any activity that's not a Wabunsee County tag, we're gonna know who it is.
Can we enforce that? Theft of services based on their tag? Well, I mean, assuming we track, somebody tracking down from their tag, I don't know what I could do.
Well, then I don't need to.
You got video
No.
that connecting them
And
up.
so everybody
I
can
can
kill me
Yeah,
right now. I want a 5-minute
Passing
executive
it
session
around.
for non-elected personnel.
Because I can.
When, tonight,
Right now.
right now? Yeah. Are we gonna do anything after that?
No, it's almost.
Don't think so.
I'm done.
Okay, well, I don't have no idea what you're gonna be talking about, so I didn't know if it's something that the public would be interested in when we got through. We're voting on something afterward.
teaming myself on.
No, I.
Brett?
What? I said no.
Okay, all right,
Sorry.
all right, so. We have a motion to go into executive session for 5 minutes for non-elected personnel.
A second.
Motion was by Brett, seconded by Kim. And as soon as you turn the camera off, we'll be in. Todd will be in touch.
Yeah, I'll get you that ordinance.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good one, Todd. You guys have a good one. Watch out for deer. I hear people are hitting them these times.
I made it this
Wait,
long.
Todd, you're not gonna stick around and make sure they all.
Starting to
Should be
read.
good
No.
now. I'll get to it.
We maybe should, but I'm gonna let you go.
You're well trained by now.
Oh, okay. She showed me 2 or 3, and there's 5. I think I brought a extra basket. We made
23
one-
cars,
one's
probably
supposed
hit
to
you
be
on half
shot.
of them.
You might ask mine. Okay,
I
I'll
killed,
find
I
out.
killed 11
I don't
deer in
know
the
that
first 15 years I lived here.
Usually have
I got
5.
on Mission Valley Road and I thought, I better clean my windshield so I can see where I'm going. And I held back and about the time I got here, boom! What was that?
All right, Brett. Wait a second. Wait a second. We're still on.
Well, oh, she unplug it.
Smallest deer I've ever killed.
Yeah.